To yourself, 'cause somebody's lost, somebody's dying. Don't keep it to yourself. You need to tell somebody else, for they've got to know that Jesus loves them so. We all have friends that cry and cry 'cause they don't even know there's a God who is willing to help them dead or low. They don't know that He can see them through the darkest night. How will they find out there's a God above? He really understands, and He can heal broken hearts if they just give Him a chance. I must go, we must go and let them know. I can't keep it to myself. I need to go out and tell somebody. I can't keep it to myself, 'cause somebody's lost, somebody's dying. I can't keep it to myself. I need to tell somebody else. Somebody's got to know Jesus loves them so. Somebody needs to know Jesus loves them so. Somebody wants to know Jesus loves them so.
Now, I want to share with you what I personally think or feel is the greatest. What I shared with you at the end of the last session was, I think, the greatest key to the ministry. But what I'm going to share now is the greatest key to leadership. And so I have saved it for the last, or it has appeared last in the book. I mean, where we are. All right? What do you think? Now, be decisive, or decision taking. Taking of decisions for your life is the greatest thing that I believe every leader needs to have. Amen. To me, the thing that marks out your ability to lead is your ability to decide things. For me, are you listening? I assess your leadership by your ability to take decisions, to implement the decisions, and to even think about the issue that needs a decision. Are you with me? All these are the greatest characteristics, the most important characteristic, I believe, of a leader. All right? Larry, you understand my message? Decision taking, decisiveness. Landy, do you understand? To see. How many want to lead? If you say you want to lead, it means you are saying, I want to decide. You understand? I want to decide something. I want to take a decision. I want to take a series of decisions. That's what it means to lead. So, the one who is taking off my volume in the front here should stop that behavior. To decide is to lead. Okay? So let me just use the points in the book before I go off course. 4 reasons why you must be decisive. Number 1, God is a decisive God. He's a God who looks and takes decisions. He says, when I put 2 and 2 together, this is what must be done. What do you think? Huh? Are you there? Yeah. Number 2, I'm giving you 4 reasons why you must be decisive. Number 2, all great leaders are decisive. Anybody who is a great leader is a wild taker of decisions. Winston Churchill took a decision to invade Europe. They call it D-Day. And they celebrate that day every year in Europe. Thousands of people died. But if you are a leader or a great leader at that, you got to take decisions. Are you there? Yes. And all these people, even somebody like Tony Blair, he's been noted for taking a lot of very wild decisions in his country. Those who are there know that. And he just carries on, doesn't care what people think about him. And he keeps on moving on. You understand? And again, I'm going to come home to some politics. Don't be upset. Don't be offended. Even if I speak positively or apparently positively about your enemy or somebody you don't like or you didn't vote for. Look, when you are a doctor and you see somebody who is jaundiced, you must be able to see the jaundice, whether it is your friend or your enemy. Jaundice is jaundice. It's a yellow eye. Yellow eye in your friend, yellow eye in your enemy, all is jaundice. A yellow eye, and you should be able to see. So even if I'm using an example of somebody you hate, okay, just open your eye and see. If you're a doctor, I can't say my medical skills are limited to friends. When it reaches certain people, I can't see. No, it's not true. You must be able to see. Okay? And sometimes, maybe if I'm a medical lecturer and I'm trying to teach you medicine, and then I call somebody, and the person is an Ashanti, and you don't like Ashantis, but it's the Ashanti man who has yellow eyes that I want to show you. So no, I don't learn things. I can't see. If he's Ashanti, I can't even see his face. It means there's something wrong with you. Your bitterness, you are a crook-backed. You are broken-footed, broken-handed, flat-nosed, hunchback, scurvy-ridden priest. So anybody who is a great leader is a leader who takes decisions. And President Rawlings was one such great leader. He took so many decisions that elevated Ghana from being just like Togo to a haven, if you like. In West Africa, it's a haven of peace and stability. In Togo, they have somebody who has ruled for how many years? 30 what? 38 years. And after he's finished ruling, his son is ruling. Huh? 38 years. And the whole of Togo's economy is less than one Sainsbury's supermarket in London. The economy, the money of the whole country is less than one supermarket in London. I read it in the Newsweek. Yeah. A year. What? Wonderful. And in this modern day and age, you have somebody who can sit on the throne for 38 years and hand over to his son. And his son will be there forever. And the people will be very poor. All great leaders take decisions. And if you follow President Rawlings' decision taking, till a point, there was a point they stopped taking those type of decisions. But when they came at first, they took decisions. They said, Makola market is not good. Break down. That's the end of Makola market. It was broke. There was no parliamentary meeting to discuss Makola market is good or it's not good. He said, it is the center of Kalabuli. And I don't know any way to heal the Kalabuli. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it. So let it be broken. And what happened? It was broken. That's it. Then he decided that what? General Akufu, we have stolen money. At Champon, we are not correct. Afrifa, you also wrote a letter that they should kill me. Come. Kote, they are not good. Utuka, you are stealing the money. We have gone to court. You are bringing lawyers and no. You are a thief. And AK-47. That's it. Finish. Next. Huh? What other this? Fear came into the country. The roads are too small. When big trucks are traveling, it causes accident. From now, 6 o'clock, if you are a truck, don't drive. That was the end of articulators on the road in the night. You forgotten? Huh? Educate from 1 to 5 is not good because most people are left out. We are changing it to a new system, JSS. From today, everything is JSS. That's it. We are here. He said what? If you have 50,000 CDs and above, bring. We will not use it again. 50,000 CD notes. If you have 50,000 CD notes and above, bring them. We won't use it again from tomorrow. Bring all. People had it in the house more. They couldn't bring it. Then, what else? There's no electricity in the north. They said, it's not economical van. I've decided electricity is going to the north. To the north! It went to the north fast. That's how come Tamale and all these places have electricity today. And Sunyani. My father, he arrested my father. He felt my father was cheating a poor man. A poor man says, the man came to sell a horse. The man from Nigeria came to sell a horse to him. Father bought the horse, and there was some dispute over the payment. So the man went to see the Nigerian ambassador to Ghana. And before my father realized, the Nigerian ambassador dealt with the president. Before my father realized, he was in his house, his office surrounded by soldiers. They carried him today. Pay tomorrow. Pay. Pay. No court. They went to court. They were going to court. He said, no, court. Pay it now. If I've decided, pay. He paid. Another time, my father had a hotel. There was an electricity bill, and my father told the electricity people came Then they came to turn off the lights. Then he asked them to put on the lights or something. Then he took the electricity people to court. And the electricity people were told by the judge, do not tamper with the electricity till the case is over. They came to tamper with it. He sued them. Then the case was going on. Then they called again from the castle. Arrest him. And they brought, he said, pay the bill. Pay the electricity bill now. Or we'll sell your hotel on Monday to pay the bill. Yeah. He paid on Monday. He paid from prison. Forget about the court. We were building a church here with flag poles, everything beautiful and whatever. They had whatever that this wall is causing problems that they've built in the area. Break it down. And it was broken down. From up there. Okay, just one day. Finish. It was a decision. But that was a bad decision. It was a bad move. That was when they started to go. School uniform. At first, all schools had different. You wear green and yellow, white and blue, this and that. No. You see, in Cuba, they wear this brown and brown, dark brown and whatever. From today, everybody, Cuban style. The whole country, we all had to throw away uniforms. Change all the uniforms. Sack people. You read on the news that you have been sacked. You'll be watching television. You see your name. You sack judges for being drunk. You are a judge. I've sacked you. No, there's a due process. No due process. I've sacked you. You are no more a judge in Ghana. You can't judge if you are drunk. There's no more judge. You are no more a judge because you are drunk. Hey. Break down a hotel. It was broken down. All kinds of things. But you see, we are not saying that a crazy behavior is good and that to be crazy is why. But what I'm saying is that if you compare, let's say now, if you go to a center of the town, you cannot drive, you cannot walk, because all the streets are filled with hawkers, even into the road itself. Huh? And they announce for them to go, they will not go. When they say there's an election, they're meeting, talking, discussion, this, that. They remove them, then they come back. But in those days, by tomorrow, any sign you are in the presence of yourself there, you have yourself to blame. Circle. Salifu Amankwan was brought there. That was the end of the confusion at Circle. Circle at first you couldn't move. And so many things take strong decisions, even though it drives over some people. The decision is taken and the person drives on and moves forward. You understand? In what has to be done. But when it's a democratic thing, it's a long thing. You can't even see what is going on. Are you there? Yeah. So it's not easy democratically, because some of these cases it's common sense. Here's a huge rubbish dump. It's been reorganized into a proper, neat thing. Sanitation has been improved. Decent toilet has been built for the community with running water, etc. A lease has been given to use for a number of years as a car park, and it's signed. Very simple and very clear. And the church has done its obligation, has built it. Community is going to benefit. The church that even donating the toll facility as a gift to the government. Very simple and very clear. But politics has come into it, and therefore it cannot move. And so many things are like that. You understand? So many times, the absence of the strength to take the decisions, anybody who had been thinking in a certain way could have easily taken a decision that way. All right? So most great leaders are strong deciders of things. Let me say, you know what? It's true that our church is called Angels Delight, but we want to join Family Lighthouse Chapel International. That's what we have decided to do. It's a decision. That's it. That's the way we're going. In my church, I decided, well, we are relating with Bishop Duncan Williams, and we relate with him well. Anybody around me, if you don't like him, it's a problem to you, step aside. This is what I have decided. I don't want to have any problems in my life. It's a spiritual decision. You don't want it, out. I can't have people around me saying negative things. Kill the man. Do this. I will not do that. What do you think? Yeah. It's a good move. Is it not a good move? Yeah. So a leader is somebody who takes the decisions. Number 3, failure to decide is a failure to lead. So when you don't decide, you are not leading. When this government came, for instance, one of the things, I was on a plane and I heard some people coming because they had won the election. When they won the election, it was like Ghana winning this match. It was a similar feeling. You know, you couldn't believe that it was happening. There were these people, I think they were related to this current government. And they were discussing the currency. And they were discussing that we are going to go for the dollar or for the euro. That they were going to adopt the euro or the dollar. In fact, they were saying that no, they want to adopt the euro because the other currencies are going and the euro is going to stay. So we want to adopt the euro as our currency rather than this fake thousands of whatever that we have. Do you see? And I was sitting there in the plane listening to them. They were talking loudly as though they were the government. I think they felt they were going to be in the government. And I was watching, hoping to see whether they would ever do something as practical as that. As in some countries, they use the US dollar as their currency. Yeah. Ecuador, Panama, there are several. No, Liberia doesn't use. They have their own life. They used to. Yes. You see, but it takes humility to accept somebody's currency as your currency. Then all this inflation, this, that, whatever, and we will all know that we earn $20 a month. Clearly. But not that you earn 2 point something, but it actually means $20. Do you get what I'm saying? But who will be there to be strong, to take us, which is to lead us? There's no one. Then they were going to raise the price of petrol. And I was saying, why don't they peg the price to the dollar? Which I thought they were going to do. Raise the thing. Even there were people in Abosu kind and fitters and sellers of spare parts. They all said we are reducing our price to encourage the positive change. We were waiting. A lot of these decisions were not taken. And so the change was positive. But some sideways were not helping us to move forward. And the strength to take the decisions that have to be taken, it's not easy. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you don't decide, it means you are not leading. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So the next thing is a failure to decide is the same. Failure to decide is the same as a decision to do nothing. And I know most of you have not decided to do nothing. But when you fail to decide, it's like I've decided that I will do nothing in my life. That's how it is. That's what it means. I've decided that I do nothing. But I know you don't intend to decide to do nothing. But because it is hanging, and you have not decided, and you have not made something very clear, it's just like, I've decided that I will do 0. Meanwhile, you are a leader who wants to do things, but your decision is, I'll do 0. And it has been like that for 3 years. I'm doing nothing. So that is the reason why your ministry does not move forward. Because you've decided to not decide. Mercy. Now, all of us here, there is one decision when you take it to change everything. I don't know that decision. Everybody has a different decision. There are, in your life, 7 decisions. If you decide this, then that, then that, then that, you will climb very consistently to a certain place. It's just a certain set of decisions. Because your decisions are the things that are leading you towards certain things. So I wish I could show you the 7 decisions which you take over the next 2-3 years, which will actually escalate you, and accelerate your entry into certain levels of certain things. Wow. What do you think? But because you don't want to decide, you're going to be at that place forever and ever. Sometimes you have to decide even to leave something. Yes. Sometimes you have to decide even to leave. You see, I used to belong to a group called Calvary Road. That group was a singing group. But that singing group, singing and drama gospel group, was not ready to go into church work. I was an organist in that group. But I was moving in a certain direction. And a time came, I had to take a decision to go out of that group. But I didn't. I regret that decision of not deciding. And I ended up staying and ended up giving myself a whole lot of headaches by not deciding to go out. Because I tell you, like Abraham, sometimes you have to go out of your family. Some of you have to decide to relocate from the country you are in. Some of you have to decide to relocate from the town you are in. Some of them have to go out of certain company. Some of you have to decide to shift the group you belong to. I mean, just one thing Abraham decided, let's go. That was everything. It started a road, an escalation, a rise, a progression, a journey, a development, growth. Powerful. Powerful. Decide. Decide. Some of you should decide to get married. But you don't decide. So you end up having sleeping issues with different people because of your failure to take the strong decision as a young person to marry this person. Now you just keep watching. And because you don't decide, you have decided to be available to a whole lot of girls. But you don't know that you've decided to be available to a whole lot of girls. But your failure to decide to marry is equal to decide to be available to a whole lot of girls. Yeah. So now what I'm trying to say is that lack of decision of this. So in other words, I can say that the government has decided to put confusion in the streets of Ghana by not deciding to remove the hawkers from the road. They are a group that have decided to confuse the whole place and make the whole place bizarre. That's what they are. But you see, we don't blame. We just say, well, the people have come there. No! Failure to decide this is equal to deciding the opposite. That's right. You decided to let the whole country be mulliganos. failing to remove the kiosks and things that are all over the road, have decided to make Accra a city of petty traders with shabby wooden structures that are the chief and principal decoration of the city of Accra. That is the decision of the mayor of Accra. If you like, bring one German man to come and be the mayor with 2 assistant Germans as the assistant. You will see what will be of Accra. All these kiosks and everything will vanish. Signboards, everybody has a signboard. This here, that here, confusion, houses, buildings, this, that. It is the people who are leading us are confusionists, and they are the most shabby leaders. You see, I'm trying to say something. It's the key feature of a leader. And when he doesn't decide and he doesn't move, whatever his reason is, he has decided to make the whole place bizarre.
That's right.
And that's how our leaders are. Yes. And that is why in many regards we'll be better off having a white man to do some of the things for us. Like my boss, when I was in surgery, he said to me, bring 3 white men to come and run Kolebu and the whole place will change. And Professor Frimpong Martin is like a white man. That's how come you even see such a structure at the top there. A hard man. He's not there to please people. He would be a very good president for Ghana, but people will not vote for him because we don't choose leaders. We choose nice people. Yeah, they wouldn't choose him. But he would be a very good leader. He came, he said, I'm building a wall around the whole of Kolebu. Where he built it. He sacked the coffin makers from the mortuary road. They've been there for years making coffins at the gate of the hospital. You don't have to make a coffin because there's a mortuary. You come and build your coffins at the mouth of the hospital. He sacked them from there. They couldn't believe it. They took him to court. He fought them in court and drove them out. No, make coffins in front of the hospital. There's a place to make coffins. Took a decision. Decided to remove this lorry park here. There was a huge lorry park here. Move them from here. It's a Kolebu land. It's not a bus stop. Come on out. And he built an administration block there. And a whole lot of things. He built a cardiothoracic unit. Against all odds. He's built an international center. When British Airways is even flying over and somebody has a heart attack, they land in Ghana. Ghana is the nearest place to land. It's the safest medical center to land is Ghana. Joyce, is it not true? Yes, they come to Ghana. They don't go to any of the countries around. They will land here. And it's Professor Frimpong Martin who brought it here against all the old dons and big guys in Kolebu. He went to the castle and bulldozed his way until it was done. He built roads in Kolebu. Street lights. Change all the uniforms of who? The nurses. What do they wear now? All nurses wear white now. That's true. I don't see the green anymore. Yeah. Decisions. Decisions. That shows that you're dealing with a leader. Yes. What do you think? Are you understanding leadership? So that's the hallmark. It's the hallmark of a leader. So the hallmark of a leader is not his nice speeches or his handsome face or how tall he is or how he charms the crowd, but it's the decisions that he takes when he is in charge that are the hallmark of his leadership abilities. So every one of you is characterized by your decisions. You see, I'm characterized by my decisions. Decision to buy this place. Decision to roof this place. Decision to make it the way it looks. The decision to buy that place. The decision to build. The decision to stay here. The decision not to live in England or to live in Switzerland. Or the decision to send missionaries. Or the decision to start branches. or the decision to buy cars for my staff, or the decision to drive what I'm driving, or the decision not to go to certain places. All those they characterize my leadership. And that's the characteristic, chief characteristic of every leader, is the things he can decide. If he can decide, if he can implement. Wow. For instance, our coach, our Ghana coach, he decided to remove Kufo, who is our defender. Remember when he passed the ball and Italy scored us? He decided to move him. Simple. I want you out. He brought in other people. He changed the goalkeeper. We used to use Samir J, isn't it? Changed him and brought this diver. And this guy has been diving all over the place since he came. Charlie, he has saved our lives, oh. Huh? He has been ranked the best. In where? In the whole of the World Cup. Ghana's goalkeeper. Yes. So far, up to this stage, he's the best. Yeah. The most obvious goals he saved. Yeah. And that's the decision of the coach. Strong decision. You get it? But can you? Can you? Huh? You be afraid. What if this? What if that? If it doesn't work, Charlie, people will laugh at me. The guy who scored the goal yesterday, the whole of Ghana didn't want him to go. The coach said he's going. If I'm the coach, he's on the team. Good move. Wow. How many have seen the hallmark of a leader? So every leader has something like a thermometer on you like this. If your decisions are a lot, good decisions, it's like you've got all this. And your decisions are fewer. It's like this, or fewer and fewer, until you see very little mark of decisions. Small. And the person has a post. And the person is in charge of a whole country, but he will never take decisions. He will just sit there, sit there, sit there, sit there for years. Mercy. So, taking decisions, very, 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 very important. Okay? Failure to decide is the same as a decision to do nothing. Now, 10 decisions that Jehovah took. Do you know that God's nature is to take decisions? If God's nature is to take decisions, then I want you to be someone who also takes decisions. What do you think? Can you take decisions when you go? Yeah. For instance, if you work under a man of God and you realize that you cannot easily flourish under the man of God, you may have to take a decision to leave. What did I show you how to write a letter yesterday? I resign from your organization. Full stop. Sign. That's it. Then you go. But you are afraid. So you don't decide. If you decide and it doesn't work, we will laugh at you. But still, it's up to you to decide or not to decide. Forgive. God is the wildest decision taker you can ever meet. There is nobody like God when it comes to taking decisions. Let me show you. Number one. When the earth was without form and void and covered with darkness, God took a decision to create heaven and earth. The whole place was dark. He said, I will make a heaven and I will make an earth. Wow. Some of you pastors, you have to see your village without form and without void and take a decision. I'm going to create a heaven and an earth in this village. And people will come here and visit heaven and earth right in this town. Instead of sitting there saying, I want to be in Accra, I want to go to London, look at us here in Kolegono. There is no smell of Kolegono in this environment. It's only when you step out of here that you can see that, which area is this? Is it not true? But whilst you are in here, you have a certain environment. And people cannot believe that we have been here all these years. People come to visit us from other countries in this place. In my normal life, I wouldn't have ever driven through Kolegono. I don't know anyone here. I don't know anybody here. Do you know anybody here? I don't know anybody here. Do you know somebody here? I don't know anyone here. I wouldn't have any reason to pass through Kolegono. But because of God and the church, when I saw this place, I remember when I brought my sister-in-law Sunday morning to come here. And I think an architect or somebody. And I said, we've got a place that we are going to buy. And the church will move there. And I came with her here. When she came and she saw the place, she said, Rubbish dump, which is 3 floors high. And it will involve about 20 cars. About 20 cars like this going into the air. Smelling. We could not have communion in this church for some years because of the flies. The flies from the rubbish dump. If you try to have communion, before you realize you are eating bread and flies. And there was a toilet there which exploded. Pow, 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 pow. Because it had been there since 1954. And the ammonia and the feces and others that were in there were now forming nuclear weapons. And so, biological weapons. And so, you hear, pop, pop. And you see, in the morning, if you are here at about 4 a.m., there will be a long line about from this electric pole to here. Everybody standing there holding a piece of paper, newspaper or paper, waiting to go to the toilet over here. It was the main center for the whole, and it had been here for years. And everybody would wait, and they go one by one. This person, then they wait. And the place was smelling. Then, at the back here was a center for Muslims to pray. Behind there. And then gambling. They had these round things and whatever. All around here. And then, when we were coming here, we were told that this area is a blood bank of the witches of Accra. That when somebody dies, or the witches kill somebody, they bring the blood of the person here to store it here in Kolegono. And that when people die in Kolebu, the spirits and those things come to Kolegono here. So this is the center. And then they told us that this place, no church can prosper here. Other churches have been here before. And in fact, one church came here and they had a wedding on Saturday. They tried to be in the church. They had a wedding on Saturday and the bridegroom died on Monday. So, we cannot come to this place. Hey! But when God saw the earth was without form and void, he didn't say, no. And many of us, if a white man were to come to your town, he will make it a heaven. Can't you see where the white people have been? If it's Aburi, they will make a garden. Where? Samra Boy, what have they got there? Timber. If it's Trifopraso, they will make a golf course there. They will do whatever. If it is when the missionaries came to that mountain, Abetifi, and so on, they'll build something there. They'll come here, they'll make something. They'll make something of it. But we always want to leave our country and leave our people and forsake them and go away. And we feel there's nothing good there. But a good leader can look at a very dark, void, empty place and say, I'll make heaven and I'll make earth in this place. And today in Kolegono, here we are, people are visiting us over here from all over the world. And we have sent missionaries from all over the world from here. I went to Asamankesi. Is there anybody here from Asamankesi? Okay. Do you know that this man, what's his name? James McKeown, founder of the Pentecost Church. He started a great work. Today that church has about 10,000 churches in the world today. And he started it as a Asamankesi. He could see that it's possible in that town, God-forsaken, dark place, more than 50 years ago, that out of here can come something. Yes. So as you go, have hope. Believe. I say believe. But you see, you have to take a decision. Some of you have not decided to be there. You are just waiting for the opportunity to escape. And you are saying, Lord, I'm waiting. One day, Lord, touch and move, and I shall escape from here. Lord, I don't want to be in Jasikan. Lord, I don't want to be in KJB. Lord, I don't want to be in Hohoi. Lord, save me from this town. Lord, when will you rescue me and lift up my head that I may be in Accra? And those who are in Accra say, Lord, when shall you put me in London, Lord? And those who are in London are saying, Lord, take me to New York City. Lord, speak to the bishop that he may transfer me from this desert. And then you use the scripture, the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. God took a decision. Then God made man. All right, number 2. When God realized that man was lonely, he took a decision to create a woman. He had finished his creation, but he realized there was something wrong with it. And he decided to make an additional creation. That was a good move. Can you imagine you finish doing your ministry, you feel that this is the end of your ministry, what you are going to do and all that, and suddenly you realize that it's deficient. Look, you are not too old to take another decision. So if you see that you've made the whole thing is man, and that was all your vision and everything, but now you realize there's something seriously wrong with the thing, shall it be like God and take a decision to make a woman? Make an additional man in a variation. So I have not thought of it. It doesn't matter you haven't thought about it. You can take a decision. What do you think? Are you too old? How old are you? You can't take decisions. The Ancient of Days is taking decisions. The one who has been there before the worlds began. And you are now too old to take new decisions to add something to what you have already done. I know your ministry is nice and your ministry is great, but there's something else. Because when you look and you see that it's not good. I've got my ministry, but it's not good. Me, anytime I look at my church, I say it's not good. When I look at my ministry, all I see is not good. How come you, when you look at your ministry, you feel it's good? When God looked at what he had made, he said, it's not good. Let me modify. Let me make some modifications. See, a light no, a major addition. Wow. And let me tell you something. Write this down and don't forget it. Minor decisions lead to minor breakthroughs, but major decisions lead to major breakthroughs and major improvements. So if you want a major improvement, You have to sometimes take decisions that are very major in your life. Very, very major. Wow. Are you excited? Are you receiving something? Woo! I'm blessed. Number 3. When the earth was full of wickedness, God took a decision to kill all the men that he had made, all the human beings that he had made, and leave only Noah and his sons. Look at God, oh. First, the place is dark. Then he decides, I'll make something nice out of it. Then when he's made something nice, I'll make a man. After he's made a man, he realizes that it's not good. I'll make a woman and add. And he tells them to fill the earth. When human beings are so many, now God decides that they are too bad. I'll kill all of them. And he decides to drown them. So he pours water, a lot of water, until the best swimmers are drowned. The top divers and swimmers, he drowned all of them, left only Noah and his 3 children. Hey! God is wild, though. You must follow God. How many are ready to follow God? Which way is God going? This way, then that way, then that way. What is God doing? Sometimes it looks like the opposite of what he was doing. But it's actually heading towards one thing. Because you've made a lot of people. You say you feel that now you pour water and you drown all. Can you imagine pouring water to drown all your members? And just leave 3 choristers and 1 shepherd. And start all over again. Start all over again. Is there a song like that? Do you know how to sing that song? Start all over again. Yeah. I'm going to start all over again. Wow. Sometimes you have to sack everybody. Wow. Sometimes you have to sack the whole choir. Everybody in the choir must go. Sometimes all your pastors must go. Sometimes you got to change the worship leader. God decided to kill all of them everywhere, drown them. So he asked them, open the windows of heaven, and the fountains of the deep were also open. For he brought underground water and superground water and drowned them, so that those who could swim at the top, the one from up will come and meet them, and the one from under, and drown it. It rained for 40 days. Those who were on mountains and all were killed. Start all over again. Some of you have to take a decision to start all over again.
Start all over again. Oh Lord, you know it's my fault. It's my fault that I stopped. Let's go on to the end. Start all over again. Start all over again. This time it'll never end.
Sing it again.
Oh, start all over again. Start all over again. Lord, you know it's my fault that we stopped. Let's go on to the end. Start all over again. Start all over again. This time I promise it will never end.
Amen. God wants us to start all over again. Some of us, God has brought you to this conference just to help you to start all over again. Start all over again. Start all over again. Start all over again. Don't worry that you have to start all over again. Almighty God started all over again. That is why what God told Noah is almost the same as what he told Adam. And that's why anything that involves Noah affects all of us. And anything that involves Adam affects all of us. That's how come the curse of Ham is working. Because Noah was the start all over again. The only man on this earth to start up all over again. So just as the curse of Adam affects all men, the curse on Noah and any of his children affects all men. Because it was a startup all over again after God had drowned all the people that he made. Mercy. Forgive. Some of you need to grind your works and restart. Mercy. Okay. Verse 4. When God, the fourth point, when God saw Noah's sacrifice, all these are in the Bible, he took a decision not to destroy all living things again. Amen. Wow. Huh? When he saw Noah's sacrifice, he was very bored with man. But when the sacrifice came, he said, okay, I'll never do this again. That's why we are still here. Like by now, we would have drowned, he would have given oil, we would have drowned in oil. Not even water. He would have brought all the oil of Nigeria and Iraq and drowned all of us in it. We are so bad. Far worse than the days of Noah. But because of that decision that God took, that's how come we are still around. We are just moving around. But our wickedness is far more than the days of Noah. Mercy. What do you think? Are you ready to take decisions? Huh? Yeah. I've been taking decisions. Think about me deciding that I'm going to be an evangelist. First, I set up It's Gospel Crusade because I said Reverend Saki is the evangelist. I was his promoter. I was his crusade director. I organized and I encouraged him. And I said, do it, brother. You be a bonke. You go crusade. Do. And it got to a point where I sensed the Lord was leading me to do what I'm doing. It was not an easy decision to unwind what I have decided, what I've made publicly. Even Reverend Steve Mensah, anytime he sees Reverend Saki, he says to him, Saki, Ghana evangelist. The first evangelist in Ghana with a track. That's how he calls him. With his name on the track. That's how he goes. Saki, Ghana evangelist. The first Ghana evangelist with a track. With his name on the track. Think about it. I created, I have to undo what I have made. And then do something opposite. Hey. What is in your life that you've done that you have to undo? And sometimes redo an opposite something of what you've done. Don't tell me it's your marriage. Don't come and say that's your marriage, please. I'm not talking about marriage. Don't tell me it's your marriage, please. Don't come after church and say, I want to drown my wife. I want to drown my husband. Huh? You want to start all over again. And you want Grace to sing at your wedding. Start all over again. Start all over again. No. It's too late. You got to survive in the thing till you die. You won't die from the marriage. You will be okay till the end. Somehow you make it. It's okay. It will work. Just survive. Slowly. You'll get there. It will be okay. You are getting older anyway. Some of the things that used to worry you don't worry you anymore. You now, you have become an old man. Forgive. Mercy. Zigzag. Ziggy-liggy. All right. Now, so God took a decision. I'm not going to do that again. Wow. It marks out God as a great God. The next one, when God saw homosexuality in Sodom and Gomorrah, he took a decision to eliminate the whole city. Hey. Are you seeing how strong God is? He wiped out the entire city. Radical decisions, like how Rollins took a decision to wipe out Makola. Today, there's nothing like Makola Market in Ghana. Or Makola number 1 or whatever it was. It's a car park. He named it after himself, Rollins Park. That is it. Decision taking. Can you see the difference between the revolutionary type of thing and what we have now? Yeah. Because I tell you, if they say water, if water doesn't flow in Accra by September or by July, you will die. Water will flow, I promise you. It will flow somehow. All the pipes. Do you know that they say more than 50% or about 50% of all the water that is pumped goes out? Yeah, it just goes out. Leakages. That's why there's no water. They are pumping the water. It's all going out. All here, there's no water. There's no water. Most places, no water. Water is not running. Meanwhile, we have big lake just here. It's wonderful. There. Not intelligence or PhD in environmental sanitation or PhD in water management. We have them. I personally know people with PhD in water management, water resource development, water science, this, that. I know them personally. I keep on telling my assistant Prince, I keep on telling him, he did agric. Every time I see cows, I tell him, do you see these people? They have not done masters in agricultural science, but they have cows. And I ask, where is your cow? You don't have any cow. With all your learning, you've gone to school, you've gone to Norway, Oslo, driving trucks, learning PhD, masters in agric, in animal science. You don't have even a goat. But somebody who has never learned even class 1, he's moving here with so many cows, very healthy, big, muscular, beef cows. And here he is with all his degrees. Not even, let's say, 2 sheep or 1 cow. Nothing. Research papers. And he wanted to be the youngest professor in the university. That was his vision before God called him. Yes, that was his vision. And what are these young professors doing for us? I have one of our missionary pastors in Birmingham. He's doing PhD in environmental sanitation. And I know that it will never help Ghana. Because environmental sanitation, we don't need a PhD. We need a strong hand say that every rubbish dump in this city is moving here. If you are bold, put rubbish here from today. Finish. No PhD. And you see, without PhD, I've cleaned the whole of Accra. How many can understand what is happening now? That's what I'm trying to let you understand, the science of leadership. You see, and when you are like that in your church, you will not be afraid of the people. You look and say, this choir, I need a completely different choir director from the type that you are. You are not a good choir director. Some people are good soloists, but they are not good choir directors. You see, like I have people who play music and so, but they are not good choir directors because they don't have strength to galvanize. It's Pastor Johnny who has the strength to control people and make them into a choir. But some of these people who are very good music and so on, they don't have the ability. And to make a choir, you need not just a good pianist, but you need somebody with strength to mobilize and say, hey, sit down. Shh, you, quiet. I'm teaching a song. Hey, you, up there, now start singing this. Okay, we've changed. We not sing this song. We're singing this one. Okay, let's start again. Take it. 1, 2. Sopranos. 2, 4. Okay, alto. Bass guitar. Yeah. Okay, no more. Hey, those of you who don't come for rehearsal on Saturday, from tomorrow, from next week, if you don't come on Saturday, you are out of the choir. I'm getting new people for myself. This is the person who is going to make a big choir in your church. Not somebody who is good piano, good singing, good violin. No. It's different. It's different. It's a decision taker. So we are not singing these kind of songs again. We are singing the song that our pastor likes. Because we don't sing the songs that he likes, that's why we are not prospering. From today, we will ask him for the song and we will sing the song that he likes. Because you see, you must know that if you don't sing the song that your pastor's like, you won't do well in the church. Me, there are songs I don't like. People like, but I don't like. So you are wise. You have to choose the song that the important person likes. Yeah. When she sings, I tell her, you are singing for me, not for these people. Because I am the one who needs the minstrel to sing. So you are not singing for them. You are singing for me. So sing and let me be blessed. One day I went to one of our churches. And we had a sister who came up to sing. And she sang a beautiful song. But I didn't like the song. And when she sang the song, the whole church clapped for her. Wow! They stood up and they were singing with her. And another girl came along and sang. She sang a beautiful song that I love so much. As she was singing, I turned to the pastor who was sitting by me. I said, what? I knew her name. I said, when she was singing, I said, buy her a ticket to come to Ghana, to come sing for me. And she was coming from the other side of the world. When she sang, people didn't clap much. Now, the people who are clapping don't have the power to buy you a ticket. Yeah. And that's how we pastors are. We preach and the people clap for us, but they don't have the power to bless you. If God likes what you preach, and only God likes what you preach, and He says, extend His life by 5 more years. Meanwhile, the people are clapping for you, and God is just looking at you. He tells the angel, take him out on Friday. Take him out on Friday. Meanwhile, everybody is clapping for you and say, wow, but they cannot extend your life. Who do you want to please? Take a hard decision to please God. Always and only. Kneel down before you preach. Say, Lord, let me please you. Let what I say make you happy. Let me do your will. Show me what to say. Please forgive me for my sins. In Jesus' name. Amen. Then you go and preach. And after you preach, you kneel down and say, Lord, I hope that what I preached was pleasing. Please forgive me for my sins and help me. And let your will be done. Amen. Yes. Yes. Not just preaching and people say, hey, Charlie, we are really blessed. You are blessed and God is not blessed. You are in big trouble. Send the angel and show him a red card. Show him a red card. Pull him out of the match. Mercy. God wiped out one whole city. Why can't you wipe out your whole choir? Why can't you wipe out all your shepherds? Who is too unwipeable? Wipe them. I say wipe them. When it's next. I didn't say go to your church and go and be wiping. No. I'm saying that when the time has come to wipe. What do you think? Is it a powerful thing? Number 6. When God saw that the Israelites were suffering so much in Egypt, He took a decision to rescue them from the hand of Pharaoh. That's another decision that God took. Wow. Is it not a powerful thing? Sometimes you look at some problem and say it's gone on for too long. Time to take a decision. What things are you looking on that have gone on and on and on and on that you've not taken a decision? 400 years was enough. God said, it's time to take a decision on this case. I'm going to end this case now. Pharaoh has handled this by children for too long. I'm changing the manager. I'm bringing in Moses as the manager of my people. I don't want Pharaoh to be the boss or the pastor again. One time I had a church, and the pastor who was in that country was the only one who had a citizenship and a passport to be there. But I said, no, I'm changing you. My children have suffered for too long. the guy who did not like writing exams, he was spoiling the church. So I said, I'll take a decision and I'll bring somebody who would travel for hours to come and pastor the church. But I took the decision. And I'm very glad that I took that decision. And it's working fully. The pastor doesn't live in the town, but he travels about hours to get there. And if the church is working, is growing, they are even starting branches. And the guy who was giving me, I just said, no, I've changed the manager. Pharaoh has been controlling my people for some time. I need Moses. Moses, first of all, I will organize a man, a guy of the tribe of Levi to go and sleep with one lady, and I organize a pregnancy. I organize a marriage pregnancy. Then the boy will be born. And then I'll arrange for them to meet the woman there. I'll train him in Pharaoh's house. I need Pharaoh's type of management, but not Pharaoh. So I'll organize training. I'll organize training under Pharaoh, but not Pharaoh. And I'll organize my own person in that system. Hey! God is wild, though. God has, you see, you should have players on your bench so that when they remove Montari and Asamoah Gyan, you have somebody else who can score, and ping pong and others to run. At least you need some runners. Huh? What do you think? You ran for penalty at least. And we need dribblers who will hold the ball and they boot you. Then you get a penalty. So God organized a new pastor for his people. But he wanted the Egyptian type of leadership. So he organized somebody to be trained there. And he just replaced this guy. So try to have substitutes. Don't let people feel they are the only person who can do something. There should be more so that you begin to sense there are more of us who can be moved around. What do you think? Forgive. Next one. When God was taking the children of Israel out of Egypt into Canaan, and they began to complain, God took a decision to keep them in the wilderness for 40 more years. Hey, God is wild though. He was rescuing them all. And he decided to keep them. You are complaining. Okay, I'll stay here. I've changed my mind. I won't take you now. I'll keep you and I'll kill all the grown-ups. Hey, is God wild? How many realize that God is very wild on taking of decisions? He was rescuing them and said, no, you talk too much. Talk too much. How come you accommodate talking too much in your system? How come? God does not accommodate it. You accommodate it. Much talking. Don't accommodate it. To the wilderness. Everybody must have a wilderness that you can send people to. For 40 years. Mercy. Forgive. Eesh. 40, I'm delaying everything for 40 years. My God, why hast thou not forsaken me? Then, when God saw that Lucifer was rebellious, one of his angels, he took a decision to cast him out of heaven. He had made an angel, and he realized that the angel is some way. So he decided to cast him out of heaven. One of the best decisions I took when I became a pastor was to sack the person who was criticizing me and who was meeting with people. They were talking about me. It's one of the best decisions of my life. It was a difficult decision because he's a good friend and he's still a friend. But I had to sack him. It's not easy to sack your friend. In fact, at a point, that friend even taught me some chemistry. So it's not easy to sack your chemistry teacher. But it was one of the best because by sacking him, a space was created. And here comes Reverend Saki and Pastor Eddie. And they have been with me all these years. And now I don't have, I know. Now I know more that I'm bad and sinful and inadequate. But I'm happy to have people who will not kill me for my errors and my mistakes and my deficiencies of my life. Please allow me to prosper. Allow me to flourish. I beg you. Give me time. Have you seen a baby Doberman? When a Doberman is born, a baby Alsatian, you know you can step on it. It will die. But if you allow it to grow, the thing that you could kill with your mouth and with your foot, it will rather kill you. And that's what you must realize. Many of the people we are criticizing, if we allow them to grow, when they grow, they will be very, very powerful. So we should just leave them. And that's why I like to protect pastors. I said, don't destroy him for his mistakes. Don't destroy him for his errors. Don't destroy him for his obvious lacks. Give him time. Give him some time. You'll be surprised. This guy that you could kill, one day he'll be the most supersonic, powerful, anointed person. Give him some time. How many are glad that God can give you some time? And that's why sometimes you need a father who to come in between the children. When the other children are trying to beat the other one, you say, hey, get back! My sons like bullying my daughters. It's true. They're always bullying them. If I was not there to blow the whistle, red card, yellow card. Even during the World Cup, they were cheating one of them. I said, how do you treat her like that? And I blew my red card. Yes. They like bullying. And I said, why don't you bully somebody of your size? But sometimes you are the young little pastor. You are now coming up. And every day you poo-poo on yourself. You wee-wee on yourself. And people always laugh and say, he's smelling. Oh, he's smelling this. And they drive you out. Not knowing that if they could give you a few more years, you will stop pooping on yourself. You will stop wee-weeing on yourself. And soon you'll be a mighty, powerful man of God. Hallelujah. Amen. So cast them out. Sack them. Remove them. Number 9. When God realized that the Israelites did not want to be ruled by a prophet, he took a decision to change the style of leadership from judges to kings. Yes. He realized they didn't want to be ruled by Samuel. No matter how he talked, their heart was not with the idea of being ruled by a prophet. They wanted a king. And sometimes you could see someone doesn't want to be with you. Don't force him to stay. And when God realized that they don't want me to be the king, I'll leave them. Do what they want to do. Don't keep people who don't want to be with you. Not everybody wants to be with you. But don't force them. Don't plead with them. Don't show them why. I've done that before. And I don't do it anymore by God's grace. You want to go? In fact, if you ever tell me that you want to go, I help you to go that day. I want to leave in 3 years. No, leave now. Leave now. It's better you go now. It's better you go now. I don't want you to stay. But for the next 3 years, I'm with somebody whose mind is that I'm leaving you in the next 3 years. No. You go now. How much do you need for transport? Just go to where you want to go. What do you think? Good move. Isn't it a good move? Somebody told me of the joy they had. And then they told me that in sorrow they could be glad. And then they told me once they were bound, but now set free. I didn't think it could be
I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. I didn't think it could be till it happened to me.
Somebody told me how blessed I would be when I learned how to be a leader.
Somebody told me of the joy they had, and then they told me that in sorrow they could be glad. And then they told me once they were bound but now set free.
But I didn't think it was possible.
I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. Yeah.
Now I can tell you myself.
And now I can tell you of the joy I have. Now I can tell you that in sorrow I can be glad. Now I can tell you I was bound, but now I'm set free.
I didn't think it could be.
I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. I didn't think it could be till it happened to me.
Most of the things I'm preaching about, you never know that it could be.
I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. Yeah.
Somebody told me of the call of God that he had.
Somebody told me of the joy call they had.
And he told me,
And then he told me
that in the mission
they could be glad.
hey,
And then they told me once I was late, but now full time.
but I didn't think it was possible.
I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. I didn't think so. I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. I didn't think it could be till it happened to me.
Somebody told me that he was called.
Somebody told me of the call they had.
And then he told me that in the mission,
And then they told me that in the mission they could be glad.
that you can be glad in the mission.
And then they told me once they were lay pastors, but now full time.
But I didn't think.
I didn't think it could be till it happened to me.
Hey, come on.
Hey.
You never know.
You never know that it's true till it happens to you. You never know that it's true till it happens to you.
Come on.
You never know that it's true till it happens to you. Yeah.
Somebody told me of the joy that he had.
Oh,
Hey,
somebody
10. That was a musical interlude. A musical break. Number 10. When God saw that all of his creation was going to be lost through sin, he took a decision to send his son, his own son. Why don't you give the Lord a mighty clap offering? He took a decision to send his only son, Jesus, to die for us. Oh, what a God, what a God, what a God we serve, 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 what a God we serve. What a God we serve. He saw that everything was going to be lost. Not even Noah and all these three people, everything was going down. And he took another decision. He said, no, I better send my own son to pay with his own blood for these people. What a leader. What a God we have. Can you see how the whole world keeps on going in a particular direction? Because there is someone who keeps on taking decisions depending on the new things that have come up. And even when it looks contrary to the old decision that you took, you say, no, I made a man, that was my vision, but after making the man, I can see that the thing is not complete. I better organize myself and redo the whole thing in a new form, and instead of one person, I'll have two. Eesh. Now I've made the people, they are so bad, let me drown them, so we drown all. Let me keep only animals and one man and start all over again. Perhaps this Noah will be good. But still they become bad. He decides to send his son to come and die to rescue some of them. You didn't think it could be. Me too. I couldn't imagine that it could be till it happened. Now, how many are going to be decisive? Wow. When I was in England, I took a decision, I'll be in Ghana. That's how come I'm here. I said, no. I took a decision to live in Ghana. My residence is Ghana. I'm resident in Ghana. I'm not resident in Ghana and another country. My home is Ghana. My house is in Ghana. I live in Ghana. I have lived in Ghana since I finished school. All my life I have lived in Ghana. And when I had a chance and a choice to live abroad or here or there, I took a decision to live in Ghana and to operate from Ghana. That is my decision. If something comes up, maybe there's a war or there's some situation, you may find me taking a decision not to live in Ghana but to live in another country. Because if there is a war coming from this direction, I don't see why I should die a foolish death at this time. Do you understand? So I'll start running in this direction. If I get to another country and I have to be there, then I'll just be there. I'm not going to stay here and say I've decided. Once I decided to live in Ghana, I was preaching the last time and I said I'll live in Ghana, so it means I must die in Ghana. No. When God took a decision and he realized that things had changed, then he took another decision. What do you think? Yeah. Is it a good move? Yeah. How many are realizing decisions are rising up within you? You see, some of the things that you are supposed to decide, they look so final that you can't imagine why you should take a decision on something like this. You see? But when you look at the kind of decisions that God took, they are so wild. So wild. A whole race, you decide to drown all. Even those of you who, it's very difficult to kill a cat. But one of the ways is to drown it. You find it difficult to drown a cat. But God drowned all the human beings. He watched all of them to the last man drown. Wow. Until he had drowned all. Forgive. 6 keys to help you take decisions. How many want some keys that will help you to be a good decision taker? Amen. Number one, courage. Be brave. Solomon took decisions. David encouraged Solomon. Be strong. Be strong. Not only wise, but strong. It takes strength. And that's why a leader is not just a nice person who smiles a lot, but is somebody with strength. To look people in the face and take decisions. You need strength. And that's why Joshua was told, be strong. Solomon was advised by his father, be strong and do what is right. Kill deal with Adonijah, deal with Joab, deal with Shimei, deal with these guys, eliminate them. Don't be afraid. Be strong. That's what we need as leaders. And if you cannot be strong enough to rule only your wife, how much more can you lead people that are in the church? Only your wife you cannot lead. One day I went to a certain man's house and wanted to buy a house from him. So we sat with him. We said, how much is the house? He said, I don't know. Ask the women. He had a wife and then 2 daughters or so. He said, I don't know. Ask the women. So I said, how much will you sell? Anything. You ask the women. Whatever they say. Whatever they say. And this man, a grown-up professor, when he was going to buy, there was no running water. Instead of his children to fetch water for him, you see him going to fetch water from here to here, going up and down. He cannot control anybody. So when I asked him, how much will you sell that? So anything. You ask the women, whatever they say, we'll give it to you. The women are in charge. They cannot even rule the women. You want to rule a church? To rule a church, some time ago, I thought that to be a pastor, you have to be so nice. You have to be kind to everybody, smile to everybody, care for everybody, cry with everybody. Be a pastor. You need to be a very hard man. You need to be very strong. You need to be very strong. When you are not strong, you cannot be a good pastor. And Yonggi Cho said, he said, every church is led by one strong leader. Every big church is led by one person who is very strong. That's what Yonggi Cho said. Any great organization is led by a strong-headed leader. Not strong-headed in the sense of stubborn, but he's very strong and determined in what he's doing. Even if he doesn't look it, he's very strong. When he decides, that's the decision. I'm drowning all my members. Drown. I'm killing my own son. We are killing. I'm leaving my father's house. We are leaving my father's house. Wow. Wow. Look at the decision I took. I've studied medicine for 7 years, 1982 to 1989. I've decided that I'll not put it. My father-in-law is pressurizing me. My own father says, ask my father, he didn't talk much. Whatever you want to do, you do whatever. But, it's up to you. I've told you, I advise you go to Oxford. This is like, up to you. My father-in-law pressurized my mother-in-law. One day when I told my mother that thing, my mother-in-law, I knew that I was now really on my own. Because after what I said, I cannot easily go and ask them for help. I said, please teacher. Her name was please teacher. So I said, please teacher, don't talk about this topic again. I am not going back to the hospital to work, Kolibu. I am going to stay in the ministry. Do not, with all due respect. I told her in my house, my still house that I'm staying in now. I said, I don't want to talk about it again. Please don't bring it up. This is what I've decided. Why? Because I've married her only daughter. I'm taking her daughter on a journey. She's so scared. What is the future of this daughter? Huh? It takes strength. You are a daughter, you will not practice medicine? No. You will not go and earn the money you can earn? No. You will not go abroad when you can go? No. You do what? You stay in Ghana? Yes, I'm staying in Ghana. Hey. Where? Kolegono. With who? Not even Kolegono. Kolebu. Nowhere. No building. Nothing. Just a young with some few students. That's what you are going to do with your life. You've left your career. Can't you see your friends are in Bethesda Hospital, Beth Israel Hospital in New Jersey, Beth Israel Hospital in Atlanta? Can't you see they are becoming surgeons, gynecologists, psychiatrists, cardiothoracic surgeons? Can't you see they are becoming ophthalmologists and other high-level doctors? Can't you see? You're staying with these few students here. Yes, I've decided to stay with these people. I'll give my life for this particular cause. If I perish, I perish. Wow. Be strong. Be courageous. Reverend Saki asked me, what about if the church doesn't work? And when he asked me the question, it was a question that was in my mind already. I've already thought about it. I said, they will laugh at us, but they're already laughing at us anyway. People already don't like us. They're already talking about us. It's not this that will make them talk about us. When I took the decision to start Healing Jesus Crusade, I was scared inside whether people would ever come for the crusade. Because I was not known as an evangelist. I said, well, go and start. What about if nobody comes? I'm doing it. Even if it's town, small village, anywhere, I'm going to do it. This is what I've decided. Finish. I decided. Wow. I'm ready for this grace. You are not ready for this grace? Then you cannot be a strong leader. You take a decision to remove Kufuor from the defense and to bring such and such to come and play when the whole Ghana says he shouldn't play. Ready for this grace and to be sacked. Yes. That's a leader. Recently, President Kufuor removed some of his people, some of the best people in his government. But he said, this is what I'm doing. And he showed strength that you never know that he has. That's why he lost elections and has won for years. Lost 2 and won 2. Or coolly, but you out. Oh, yes, out. When you are voting, you vote against me. Come on, out there. You use your powers, I use mine. So be strong, be brave. Number 2, see ahead. Can't you see that the country is so dirty, full of kiosks and tables? Can't you see you are going to create a country of tables and kiosks, so mulliganos, so shabby, so dilapidated? That's what you are creating. See ahead. That failure to take this decision is going to condemn the city to be a city of peddlers, petty traders, kiosks, tables, lanterns, and the most impoverished looking group of people. You have condemned a whole nation. Can't you see? AMA, KMA, city, municipality, municipal authorities, and presidents. Can't you see? You have condemned. See ahead. Failure is right there with us. But no. Now, we want to win another election. So we are going to do what we want to do. Amen. Consider the consequences, number 3, of failing to take a strong and good decision. Amen. Okay? Are you there? Are you there? Consider. When you don't take the decision. Remember what I was telling you earlier? You are going to go away anyway, so why don't you write your will? When you don't write a will, you will die. And when you die, your relatives. Don't think people love your wife. No man here should think that anybody loves his wife. Your relatives, the relatives of the husband's relative will come. Recently I saw one of our church members, Lord, the husband, you should see their relatives. How they treated the woman. It shows you something. And they are all waiting to get a chance. So when you don't write a will, these people are going to come and attack. Your wife and children will be left to perish. Are you there? So when you think of the consequences, take a decision and write your will. My television should be given to my wife. My shoe should be given to my son when he's 21 years old. My this should be this. My this should be this. And it will be shared. But if you don't write a will, the government will come and share. They'll share it according to a law, which gives 1/3 of everything to some people, this to this, this to this. So think about it. Don't just sit there and say, yeah, I know that I'll die, but whatever they will do, they should do. Oh, I'm dead and gone, so it doesn't matter. It matters. It's a bad move. Your church, when you are gone, there will be struggle for who is in charge. So say it. So that's why in my church I've said it clearly. If I'm not here, Reverend Saki is in charge. Very simple. What do you think? Very easy. A good move. It sounds some way, but you have to take decisions. Okay. Number 4. Move quickly when all the relevant information has come in. When you've got this information quickly. Because sometimes when you wait longer, it becomes more difficult to take the decision. It's the long something. That's why I like moving quickly. Once I've decided 1, 2, 3, I'm moving. Decide. I'm going to close down your shop. Close it down. You can see the government of Ghana. You read the State Railways Corporation. They are making losses. Since when I have known they are making losses up till today, they will not decide to close it. They will continue making losses every month of billions. For years and years and years. Ghana Airways is another good example. Every time Ghana Airways takes off in the air and comes back, they lose so many $1,000s. And years ago, somebody advised them that if Ghana Airways would just collect parking tickets at the airport, they will make more money than flying the plane. Far more money. But they will not take the decision. They will wait. National pride, wait. Until our debts become, they say we owe $52 million. We owe this $1 million. We owe here. The plane will go. It will be arrested by Germans. It will be arrested by Czechoslovakians. It will be arrested by Italians. One aeroplane that we have, when it lands, everybody wants it. Everybody wants the plane. Oh, Ghana. You owe us. Everybody is catching the plane. Auctioneers are trying to catch your plane. All the hotels, they've been making losses for years. They will not decide. City Hotel, Atlantic Hotel, Continental Hotel. Even if they were to dash it, it will be better. But they will not decide. They will go on and on and on and on. Meanwhile, all the information is to take a decision. One day I met a politician at the airport and I said, why are you not selling Ghana Airways? Why are you spoiling the country? And he was one of the ministers who could take the decision. He said, I told him, this your airline is so corrupt and so bankrupt. He told me, you are right. He said, you are right by any definition. It's right. But it's because of politics. That's why we can't take that decision. Politics. He told me with his own mouth. Politics. That's why. And so we watched as the thing went until we had everybody in Ghana Airways lost their job. And even we should thank God that Ghana Airways never crashed. That's one of the things, God's grace, that plane never went to crash and kill people. One of the most dangerous planes in the world. Forgive. State farms, state fishing corporation, state hotels, state whatever. For a long time, you know that it is not working, but still, we won't take a decision. Even our seed, we have to take a decision sometimes not to fish. But they will not take the decision until the only thing you can catch is crabs from the sea. There will be no more fish in the sea. You wait and see. There's no fish in the sea now. When they go fishing, they don't catch anything. Just little things. These things, snakes and other things. You should see them. There's nothing. But somebody has to take a decision. No fishing. Any boat that is seen from Monday to Friday in the sea, we will shoot you. And you see, nobody can come and fish. All the fishermen should go and do farming. But they won't do it. Universities, they should take a decision to make a new one. They won't take it. They will fail. 2 students in a room that was supposed to be for 1 room. 3 students. 4, 8, 12, 16 people in 1 room belonging to 1 person. Until the building is sinking. So what I'm saying, failure to decide is a decision to destroy and to cause confusion. So the government decides to destroy the existing universities. That's actually what it is. They've decided to destroy the existing universities. Decided to destroy the country. So you have destroyers in charge of things. Mercy. Is it not amazing and wonderful? Huh? A lecture. They should decide to charge school fees. They won't charge. Now they don't charge school fees. Now foreign students take over. Because foreign students are paying. So gradually one day you see that most of the students in the university are not Ghanaians. And Ghanaians don't get education anymore. Because foreigners have to come and sustain. Because Ghanaians shouldn't pay. So now only just a few non-paying people. Because it has already started. You have a percentage, they keep increasing. Isn't it so? This is a lecturer in the university sitting right here. They keep increasing the percentage until we get to a point. All right? Hey, what I'm preaching is important. Move quickly. That's how to be a good decision. Don't wait forever. That's the last point I gave you. Move quickly when the information is there. The next one. Have I told you be brave? Be courageous? The next one. Implement the decisions that have been taken. What is the point of taking decisions that you don't implement? Write them down and do them. Number 6. Surround yourself with godly people who can give good advice. Rehoboam surrounded himself with foolish people who gave him bad advice. When they took the advice, he lost everything in just one day. Amen? Now, the last point is 2 common mistakes of leaders. Number 1 is the mistake of failing to take an obvious decision. Failing to take an obvious. Oh, it's so clear, but you don't take it. Maybe you are selling fish, but you should change and sell meat. Because there are no more catching fish. But you don't want to change. So you don't change. Obvious decision, you don't take it. Because you say, my father sold fish. My grandmother sold fish. My auntie sold fish. Our family is a family, we sell fish. We are a fish selling family. Family fish family. But meanwhile, it's a disgrace to sell meat. So now, you are going to do it. But meanwhile, you should change to meat. Amen. Or you don't understand my message? Obvious decision. And finally, failure to implement a decision that has been taken. These are 2 common mistakes of leaders. Failure to implement obvious decisions. Huh? If you look at our church, we had shepherds, we had AOFMs, Area Outreach Fellowship, we scrapped it. We had Household of Faith. Before we had AOFMs, then we had ministry meetings and fellowship meetings, then we had chapels, then we had micro churches, now we have bustles, church worker groups, always changing in the same general direction, but come up with something new? Why not? Why not? New and exciting ideas. Amen. How many are ready to go into your life and take powerful decisions? How many can see that just 3 wild decisions will move you into a certain place? Yeah. Sometimes just a decision to associate. My decision to associate with Kenneth Hagin, I didn't really decide. It just happened. My decision to associate with Rick Joyner and other, these are the best decisions I've taken in my life. You've made all the difference. What a difference you've made in my life. Stand to your feet, everybody.
What a difference you've made in my life. You're my sunshine.
What a difference.
What a difference you've made in my life.
All right. How many are as tired as I am tired? Lift your hands. Let's share a word of prayer. And we are going to take a break. Father, thank you for helping us to be good decision takers in Jesus' name. We love you. Give us the strength to be at least a little like you, oh God. We thank you that we can learn from your word how brave you are, oh God, how strong you are, how much you decide, and how you are firm, and how you are in charge of what you do, and you just keep on moving on in the vision, and you are not ashamed and afraid to do what you do, and to expand and to change and increase and develop. We thank you, we praise you, we love you, Lord. As we prepare for the next session, we pray that you strengthen us and give us the grace in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, give the Lord a mighty clap offering. We are going to take a break. And what time do we start? 8 o'clock sharp. We start the last session. We'll be sharing about loyalty. We may be able to pray for a few people. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. And then we'll come back. So take a break. Have something to refresh yourself. It's 7 o'clock now.